Alrighty, let's close out the show. We'll switch back over to the NFL now, and we got to update our cash and trash list. We had, divisional round of playoffs. This is the time to step up and be cash. I want to see some great performances, and we had a couple of good performances. I don't know if there was really a great performance. Maybe Aaron Rodgers. That was probably the best performance of the day. So here it is, the cash list going into this week. We had Josh Allen, Alvin Kamara, Jonathan Taylor, Aaron Rodgers, Stephon Diggs, Cam Akers, Lamar Jackson, and the entire Browns team. So here we go. We'll go through top to bottom, reevaluate these players, and we do have a couple of additions, 2 additions here of being cash. So let's start here with Josh Allen, of what he did against the Ravens. Not a great performance by him. Like we kind of said, it was a game manager performance, 23 completions, only 206 yards. We can definitely buy that. We can definitely get behind that. And the biggest thing that Josh Allen is not doing is turning the ball over. And for that reason alone, we are going to keep him on the cash list. Josh Allen, he can sling it. He's proven that. He's proven he can be the game manager. All these other playoff teams are turning over the ball. Ravens, Lamar Jackson throwing the pick 6. Rashard Higgins fumbling out of bounds on the goal line, losing possession there. Drew Brees, 3 interceptions, but it's Josh Allen, 3rd season in. He had 58% completion percentage last season, and he's turning it around the biggest 180. I would even say 100, and it doesn't make sense, but I'm going to say it's 181 degrees. I'll give him the extra 1 degree, even though that kind of means not good. It doesn't mean what you kind of think it means, but we're saying it anyway. 181 degree turnaround here because it's so great. And I love everything about it. So Josh Allen, very well done. He's cash for another week, folks. Alrighty, Alvin Kamara and the Saints lost. So unfortunate. I think it was held under 100 yards rushing by like 1 yard. He had 99. 85. So good game here by Alvin Kamara. 18 carries, 85 yards. 4.7 yards a carry. That's pretty good. I can definitely get behind that. But not scoring. He didn't have any touchdowns. He also caught 5 passes for 28 yards. But once again, no touchdowns. So a very good game by Alvin Kamara. But I don't think it was cash worthy, especially them losing. Truly unfortunate there by Alvin Kamara. He's a fantastic weapon, but, Drew Brees aging out kind of hurting his career a little bit because Drew Brees these last 2 seasons hasn't looked really sharp as he kind of has been his entire career. So really unfortunate. So we are going to take Alvin Kamara off the cash list. Alrighty, Jonathan Taylor, we only kept him on here for 1 more week because, of his performance, 2 weeks ago. Loved it, kept him on the cash list, but we now officially have to take him off. So Jonathan Taylor, a very, very great season. Colts fans, you're just a quarterback plug and play away from being competitive in the AFC. So bright things to come from the Colts and Jonathan Taylor and Nyheim Hines. So Nyheim Hines is off the cash list. All right, let's go to Aaron Rodgers, and I would probably say this is the best performance of the weekend, Aaron Rodgers. So, of course, we will keep this man on the cash list. 23 of 36, 296 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Now, fantastic. He's getting the ball to his weapons. Allen Lazard with the touchdown catch. Devontae Adams with the touchdown catch. So, that's exactly what you want to see from Aaron Rodgers, absolutely. Best performance of the night. He could have been a game manager. Because the running game was absolutely fantastic as well. Aaron Jones, 14 carries, 99 yards, and a score. It would couple that with Jamal Williams, 12 carries, 65 yards. That's exactly what, the Packers could have done. They could have been game manager for Aaron Rodgers, but Aaron Rodgers says, no, I'm going to sling it around 300 yards, 2 passing touchdowns, and we're going to get out of here. And then also run for 1 to kind of stunt on these hoes. So very well done by the Packers. Best performance of the week, Aaron Rodgers. So absolutely he will stay on the cash list. Alrighty, Stephon Diggs. Well, Josh Allen's still on the cash list, so, by transitive property, Stephon Diggs should still be on the cash list, and yes, that's exactly what we're doing here. What do we got? 8 receptions for 104 yards, 106 yards and a touchdown. That's what he does, folks. 1 touchdown by Josh Allen, and it's going to Stephon Diggs. We know this, and the Ravens still cannot stop it. So, love everything about it. Josh Allen's playing well. Stephon Diggs is playing well. And they're both cash for another week going into the AFC Championship game. Holy moly. Alrighty. So he stays on the cash list. Alrighty, let's go to Cam Akers now. Unfortunately, they lose the game. Was it Cam Akers' fault? Well, he had a pretty good game here. 18 carries, 90 yards, and he scored a touchdown. Very well done. Unfortunately, Jared Goff just could not get out of the dink and dunk, could do really anything great. Cam Akers had a great game. The run was trying to open up the pass, but the Packers defense was not letting anything deep. I mean, 21 completions for only 174 yards. Jared Goff, that's dink and dunk. So Cam Akers, the bright spot of this Rams offense, but unfortunately, you know what? We're going to do like what we did with Jonathan Taylor. I think we're going to keep Cam Akers on for another week. He kind of deserves it. I mean, really just sticking with it. 5 yards a carry. He scored. He contributed to the offense. And, it was really Jared Goff that kind of let him down a little bit. The defense that kind of let him down a little bit. I mean, you gave up 32 points. It's hard to score 32 points in a game. The Rams, I think they scored more than 30 points like twice all season. So just from that aspect alone, the defense kind of lost him the game. Cam Akers, the one bright spot, the one constant offense. And, we originally, on the notes, I had him taking him off, but I'm talking myself into keeping him on here for one more week. So, Cam Akers, enjoy one more week of the cash list because, unfortunately, we will have to take you off next week because, you're not playing. Alrighty, cash list, Lamar Jackson. Oof, this is going to be a touchy subject, folks. He's not cash no more. We can definitely say that. And, it's probably not going to be great for him when we go over to the trash list in a minute. But, 14 of 24, 162 yards. He was playing well. He was doing fantastic up until the pick six in the red zone. And that's when it all fell apart. So definitely not cash if you're throwing red zone interceptions and red zone pick sixes. Truly unfortunate. And it also kind of sucks he couldn't make up for that, getting knocked out, I think, on the very next drive or the second drive after that. But truly unfortunate by Lamar Jackson. Another kind of early playoff exit. Not great, man. But he's fantastic, and we still like him. But this week, not his best week. Alrighty, and then that finally brings us to the last reevaluation on the cash list. The Browns. What do we got going on? They lose the game, unfortunately. So some bad spots by the Browns. The turnover by Baker Mayfield. Luckily, he got bailed out on defense. The fumble out of bounds by Rashad Higgins, probably the biggest factor of why the Browns lost this game. So for two crucial mistakes, yes, the entire Browns team is no longer cash. You can't be cash if you're putting up only 17 points and you're turning over the balls multiple times. So unfortunate there. The Browns are no longer cash. Alrighty, but we do have two additions here. Two big old additions on the cash list, so let's find out who else is cash. The first one is coming. We got to go back to the Packers matchup, and I kind of hinted at it already. What a performance by the running backs here, especially Aaron Jones. So Aaron Jones, 14 carries, 99 yards, and a touchdown. Look at what the Bills did rushing the ball. Nothing. They barely ran the ball, first of all, and they didn't get any great production out of it. 25 yards only. So Aaron Rodgers, better passing game than Josh Allen. The entire Green Bay's offense, better rushing game than the Bills did. And that's fantastic. So we are going to put Aaron Jones up on the big old cash list. Very well done. Aaron Rodgers just could have been a game manager, and Aaron Jones would have led them to victory. But, this is Aaron Rodgers' team. This man's wants to be the reason why he wins a ring. So maybe he's in Matt LaFleur's ear a little bit saying, let's stop the run. The run's getting a little bit too good. Let's get the ball back into my hands, all right? So Aaron Jones, very well done. Aaron Rodgers, very well done. The two Aarons back on the list here for the Packers. Alrighty, and then our last edition here of the cash list, we're going back to Buffalo, and we're going to give it up to the Bills defense. What a wonderful job. They held the Ravens to only 3 points. Lamar Jackson didn't run wild. They picked him off in the end zone. It was a pick six. It was a 103-yard pick six return for a touchdown. That's fantastic. That basically iced the game. That sealed the game right there. All momentum was instantly sucked away from the Ravens. That gave the Bills 17 points. The game was over at that point. So the Bills defense kind of won them the game. I would say 100% won them the game. Let's go back to these rushing numbers. Gus Edwards, 42 yards. J.K. Dobbins, 42 yards. Lamar Jackson, only 34 yards. In a normal game, you'd be like, oh, the running back by committee did real good. But of what the Ravens are capable of, this was a down game for them. And we have to give it up to this Bills defense. Josh Norman, everybody on this Bills defense. Who had the pick six? Let me find out this man's name. Tayron Johnson, absolutely magnificent. 1 interception, 101 yards officially. Absolutely magnificent. Matt Milano, 2 pass defenses. Tre'Davious White, a pass defense. Tremaine Edwards, a pass defense. So not letting anything deep down the field. Turnovers, pick sixes, keeping the run game in check. Closing out the game for all those reasons. Very well done to the Bills D. Alrighty, so as we see, the cash list is dwindling a little bit, and that's obviously for good reasons because we have less and less teams. But going into the championship games, the AFC, the NFC, we got Josh Allen, Aaron Rodgers, Stephon Diggs, Cam Akers, Aaron Jones, and the Bills defense. Very well done. Alrighty, so since we just did the cash list, we got to go to the bad side. When there's cash, there's always trash, folks. So we got to find the trash. The trash list going into this week was literally all the bad players from last week, and now we can officially designate them our 2020 Hall of Fame. So these new players will be joining Andy Dalton, Brandon Allen, Miami Dolphins, and Teddy Bridgewater, of all being very, very trash down the stretch. If you end the season on the trash list, you will be designated a 2020 Hall of Famer trash list, and you will be on here for the rest of the offseason, and you will stay on this trash list until you prove yourself next season. So you definitely don't want to be on here. So Mitch Trubisky was trash last week, but we kept him on another week, and now we can officially designate him a 2020 Hall of Famer. So very, very well done. I mean, this is the 2020 Hall of Famer trash list MVP, folks. Mitch Trubisky is not good. He's never been good. He'll probably won't have a chance to, earn himself off this trash list, so we'll probably have to just kind of kick him off because he won't be starting. But Mitch Trubisky, well done. Welcome to the trash list. Welcome to the trash list Hall of Fame. Alrighty, Russell Wilson. It's time for him to be a Hall of Famer too as well. I mean, just down the stretch, not getting it done, and especially in the playoff game. So welcome Russell Wilson to the 2020 Hall of Fame trash list. Frank Reich is the next man up. Come get your jacket, sir. Your play calling was absolutely not great for a playoff game on the road, and you're not taking points. What are we doing here? So Frank Reich, very well done. Welcome to the 2020 Hall of Fame trash list. Big Ben, I mean, oh my goodness. Yes, you threw for 5 touchdowns and 500 yards your last game, but you threw for, 4 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, 5 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. Those are Jameis Winston numbers, and those aren't great. Those don't win you games. Big Ben, welcome to the 2020 Hall of Fame. Come get your trash list jacket before you go get your Hall of Fame jacket that I'm sure you'll get once you retire. And then Mike Tomlin. Absolutely. I mean, what are we doing? Resting players week 17 when they don't deserve to be rested. And then because of that decision, literally everything went wrong 2 weeks ago against the Browns. So Mike Tomlin, welcome to the 2020 Trash List Hall of Fame. And now we have 3 additions here who will be joining, who will first endure the trash list. And then next week we'll come back at you with our trash list and nominate them or designate them the 2020 Hall of Fame trash list. Alrighty, so some tough names. These are some tough names that we are going to have to put on here, but they're all well-deserved, unfortunately. So the first one, we got to go to Baltimore, folks, unfortunately, and I'm sure y'all know where we're going with this one. Lamar Jackson. I mean, he had a good game up to that pick 6, but in the playoffs, you can't even get away with 1 interception. Regular season, you throw an interception, you still got a decent chance to win. You probably go from 50-50 chance, of throwing no picks to probably 40-60 with 1 pick. Still kind of decent odds, obviously not great, but still decent odds. If you're throwing an interception in the playoffs, you're going down to like 25% to win percentage at that point. So, and then if you throw a pick 6, you might as well just knock that up to like 5% chance of winning. So Lamar Jackson, truly unfortunate. Couldn't even redeem himself, got knocked out of the game. But that pick, man, that would have been a 10-10 game. Lamar Jackson probably still healthy because the center's not, freaking out for some reason and throwing the ball over Lamar Jackson's head. So it is truly unfortunate, but it is kind of deserved. Lamar Jackson, unfortunately, ending on the trash list. But he's got some, company that could probably make him feel better. I mean, Russell Wilson's on the list. I mean, obviously you don't want to be on a list with Mitch Trubisky because that's not good. But if Russell Wilson's on there, I feel a little bit better. Alrighty, so Lamar Jackson's the first trash list nominee. Then we get, we got to do this, man, right? Going to the Browns game. I mean, can y'all guess who we're putting on here? No, we're not doing Baker Mayfield. We got to do Rashad Higgins. Once again, a huge turnover. This would have been a 16-10 game, close game. Unfortunately, Higgins trying to score the touchdown, loses the ball, fumbles out of the end zone, lose possession. And they don't get any points out of that drive. How unfortunate. So Rashad Higgins, trying to do a little bit too much, and it bites you in the butt. Rashad Higgins, welcome to the trash list. Alrighty, and I mean, crazy. This is going to be a 2020 Hall of Famer that's probably never going to be able to get a chance to earn himself off this trash list. He's probably going to retire. We got to go to the Saints game. And this was a close game, folks. It was a close game. But once again, what happened? Turnovers happened. And we're not talking about one. We're not even talking about two. We're talking about a dreaded 3-interception game by Drew Brees. And a 3-interception game to go along with a dink and dunk game. 19 completions for 134 yards. Dink and dunk. So he wasn't doing anything all game. He's throwing picks, and the Bucs literally won the game because of all those interceptions. What do we tally the points at? 17 points off of interceptions. We get a touchdown, and a touchdown. So 21 points. The Saints could have won 20-9 if Drew Brees did not throw interceptions. Unfortunate. What rule are we going to implement this season to fix what happened to blow out the Saints in a playoff game? Are we just going to make interceptions, nothing now? Oh, if you throw an interception, that's fine. You get a do-over. Is that going to be the rule change that the Saints will implement a do-over? Oh, I didn't mean that. Give me the ball back. Drew Brees, I didn't mean to throw that. I didn't mean to throw that, ref. You got to give me the ball back. That's probably what's going to happen next season, folks. So, Drew Brees, what a truly unfortunate end. He was my GOAT, my greatest of all time pick, but these last 2 seasons, not getting it done, not getting another ring. I got to name him as number 3 now, number 2, depending on what Aaron Rodgers does this season. If Aaron Rodgers wins another ring, we got Tom at 1, Rodgers at 2, and Drew Brees is following it from a potential 1 all the way down to number 3. And don't come at me, you can make the argument for Aaron Rodgers number 1, Tom Brady 2. I was just setting an example, a commonly accepted example. So Drew Brees. So that's what we got for the cash and trash list. Andy Dalton, Brandon Allen, Miami Dolphins, Mitch Trubisky, Teddy Bridgewater, Russell Wilson, Frank Reich, Big Ben, Mike Tomlin, all officially Hall of Famers. Next week, we'll induct Lamar Jackson, Rashad Higgins, and Drew Brees as Hall of Famers for trash as well, for their poor, very, very poor performances down the stretch here in clutch time. Week 17, playoff round 1, playoff round 2. Got to step it up a little bit, folks.